name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the first shot that was fired that day in the JFK assassination. Now, if you watch my other videos and if you read my books on the JFK assassination, I put Oswald as firing this first shot. But we're going to eliminate him for right now, and I want to go over evidence that I've uncovered to show you how this first shot took place. Okay, now when I first started analyzing the Zapruder film, okay, not only did I study the surroundings and everything else like that in the film, but also study reactions. Okay, reactions also gives us a story as well, in which I'm going to point this out. Okay, this is frame 224 of the Zapruder film. This is when he's starting to get ready to, JFK is getting ready to reappear from behind the Stemmons Freeway sign. Now, as I point out, that the first shot struck JFK in the back, exited his throat, and then struck the chrome between the windshields of the sun visors. And here's one reason why I say this, is because we're watching reactions of people. Okay, this is frame 224, which I'm going to go over this right now. As you see, when JFK comes into frame 225, he comes from behind the Stemmons Freeway sign, and he starts bringing his hands up to his throat. Now, in frame 226, we see reaction from Governor Connally, like something's passing by his head. Then in frame 227, we see something strike right here in between the sun visors of JFK's limo. Now, what I did was, when I first seen this and watched reactions and stuff like that, I said, wait a minute, there's something that, came from JFK's throat, past Governor Connally, and struck this chrome between, something, an object in between the sun visors. Because when we view the film, we can see, and which I'm going to show right here real quick, you see in between the sun visors right here, okay? But if we watch the film, okay, we'll go back and we'll see in these frames like this, frame 225, you see how clear it is in between there? Then all of a sudden you see, right here still clear between there. Now remember, we're going to get somewhat of a glow because there's a mirror on this sun visor here. Okay, but in frame 227, we get this glow in between again. The sun visor, we couldn't tell if it's one complete or if it's one or two different two different sun visors, because it looks like one straight glow right across here. That's because something struck that chrome. Now, after I found this out, excuse me, I started looking for more evidence to see what happened here. That's when I got this image right here. Shows a dent between the sun visors, as you see right here. Okay, now this is JFK's limo. Now we see the dent right here. Okay, we see this dent. Now, when you line up this dent that's in this chrome right here, which I'm going to pull up this image right here. Okay, the dent is right, if you watch my cursor, it's in this location right here. But it's not on this chrome, it's on the chrome between the sun visors here. But we can't view from this point because at this point, this is JFK's limo before the assassination. This image was taken. But anyway, the dent's approximately right in this location right here. Now, after I got this evidence and stuff like that, I went ahead and did this up here somewhere. Right here. Okay, I lined this dent up, okay, to see what angle that projection that this dent is. Now this dent is not coming in from the top, which I think I got it in here as well. No, I don't have that image in this one. But anyway, I want to show you this way. Let me bring this one back up. This dent didn't come straight in. It didn't come downward or anything else, because you can see the imprint right here where it came straight from a direction from inside the car. This angle comes from inside the car. It's not coming from behind or anything else. It's coming from inside the car. Now, when I line this up in this image right here, it ends up lining up that dent, ends up lining straight to where JFK was sitting, and lines up with the throat area. Now that means that that bullet that exited JFK's throat struck the chrome in between the sun visors here. Okay. Now a lot of people sit there and say, "Oh no, no, no," because that's what they always do. They try to sit there and say, "No, this didn't happen. There was a frontal shot or one thing or another." But we're going to go into that in a moment. But like I said, when we look at this and we start piecing this evidence together and everything else, as you see even here, with a bullet striking JFK in the back, a bullet exits his throat, it'll pass Governor Connolly's head where he was sitting. Now, a lot of people places Governor Connolly in the car. Okay, if we watch the films, we want to see the images and stuff. Actually, excuse me again, still congested. Governor Connolly's seat is actually against the door. Okay, which I show this in my book and in other videos as well. So Governor Connolly was more closer to the door. And you got to remember, JFK was in just a little bit more because the door sticks out right here, as you see right in this diagram right here. Now, the bullet did come in from the right and exit out to the left. Now, even in the Warren Commission report, it talked about, the necktie was on the left side where the bullet was exiting. Okay. So even when we line that up again, even by this testimony, I mean, even what's written in the Warren Commission report and other reports and stuff, we will see that the bullet was exiting, going out to the left. The bullet struck JFK in the back, which is on the more to the right side, but it was exiting, as you see right here. Bullet enters here, but it's more to the right side, and then it was exiting out to his left, right here. Now, when we look at this image, we're going to say, "Oh no, this is because of the frontal shot." This is what people keeps on claiming. It had to have been a frontal shot to JFK's throat. Okay, but see, this is what gets me is they're going to sit there and say, when I make a claim that when the bullet first struck JFK in the back of the head, okay, it didn't go all the way through and it didn't exit. And they said, "Oh no, it has to exit. The bullet has to exit," and stuff like that. Now, when I brought up the question of, well, if there was a frontal throat shot, where's the blowhole on the back? Now, if a bullet enters in the front, shouldn't it be an exit out in the back? But every time I bring this up, they say, "Oh, well, you got to understand that images have been doctored." And, they always bring up that images have been doctored or, everything's been altered and everything else. Okay, but even in the doctor's reports and the Warren Commission reports and all this other stuff, they've done a tracheotomy on JFK. So when we're basing this image here, we have to take this in consideration that they actually cut it open more and they insert a bigger hose, which is about this big, down somebody's throat, or down JFK's throat right here. We have to look at this. But they don't want to look at this. They want to keep on claiming this frontal shot because they said there was a hole in the windshield. Okay, well, let's look at that for a moment. Now, in the Warren Commission report, it says they found residue on the inside of the windshield, which we see it here. They have an image, blown up image of it, and if we see the cracks and everything else, it lines up the same way here. We even see that bullet fragment right here where you see my cursor. Okay, now, when we look at the Altgens image, okay, which I want to show you. Now, I went ahead and put this crack in the windshield right here. Okay, I put this right here. Okay, I added that into this image here. Okay, now the reason why I added this into the image is to show people that this is what we should see in Altgens image number 6, but we don't. Okay, we don't see that. Okay, it's in the same location and everything else. We don't see that in this image. Okay, now I'll also point out that when we look at this image, we do see it in Altgens image number 7 though. You see, if they was going to doctor these, they would have took this out as well, as I pointed out in my other video, but they didn't. We can see that crack still there. It's the same size, shape, and lines up perfectly with this right here, with that bullet fragment in it. And this is the windshield after they got done doing their stuff and everything else. They boxed the windshield up, which they sit there says, oh no, they tore the limo apart and they trashed everything. No, they actually boxed up as evidence. Okay, it's all still in the evidence files that they boxed away years ago, and it's being closed up for 75 years, but everything's still there. Now there's a bullet hole in. Now the hole's there because they took the bullet fragment out, which will make that hole. Now, as I point out, JFK was shot in the back. Bullet exited his throat going out to the left, as we see in other images as well. We line all this up and it all lines up perfectly. Now, we're going right back to the one thing. Now they claimed, as you see here, I'll do the close-up here. As you see, this is the undoctored one. This is the original. There is no crack there, okay, which I'm going to pull up. Let's pull up the one that I added that crack into. Okay, as you see, I added it into this. Oops. Be this one here. Then let's bring up the other one right with it. Okay, this is the one I doctored. Okay, this is the one I doctored right here, as you see here, which I'll bring it over here. This is the one I doctored. This is the original. You see, there is no crack there. Okay, now I'm going to show you this. When I analyzed the films and images and stuff, I also went ahead and put time frames on us when this was taken. As you see, frame 254 of this Zapruder film. This is when Algin took this image here. Now we're going to zoom in on frame 254, and we see there is no crack in the windshield. Okay. Now when I bring this up and say, well, where's that crack in the windshield in this Zapruder film? I said, well, I know it ain't seen in a Zapruder film, but it's there. I know it's not seen in a Zapruder film, but it's there. No, it's not there. Okay. The bullet did exit JFK's throat. As I present in this video here, okay, there's a lot more to it. You know, you can't go into a lot of it. It takes hours, and you have to go through each step at a time to do this. Okay, the first shot struck JFK in the back, bullet exited his throat, and struck the chrome in between the windshield of the sun visors, which I show you here. I show you that dent and everything else. I show you, you know, the reports, and I show you this. You know, everything, even in my book, Evidence of Conspiracy, I go through this in more detail. Okay, now that's why I said I wanted to do a documentary, because if I do a documentary, I can see if I have a friend on Facebook who has a replica of JFK's limo, and I was going to try to talk to him and see if we could do some testing and show you more in detail of the crack in the windshield. But we're not going to make the cracks with them. I want to line up everything just to show you with laser pointers and stuff, just to show you how the dent lines up, how the crack in the windshield lines up, and where them shots came from. You know, I wanted to do this, but we're going to talk about that more later on. But I just want to make this video here to go a little bit more in detail. Okay, the Zapruder film shows this. After I watched reactions and I seen this, then I started looking for more evidence, which I found, you know, this image here, and especially this image right here. Same as I did when I found the two shots that struck the manhole cover. Okay, remember when I first started this, I only knew about 3 shots, and from 3 shots, and I only knew Oswald was the assassin in this case. But furthermore, I dig into it, and I see this, and I watch reactions and stuff. This is telling me one thing, and I look for evidence to back that up, as you see here. I said the bullet struck the chrome in between the sun visors. Now, I didn't know this image existed. Okay, this image right here, I didn't know it existed. To me, watching reactions and stuff, there's something hit that chrome. Okay, or between that sun visor, something hit there. Okay, that's what I'm pulling just from the films there. Then when I start finding more images and stuff like that, and looking and everything else and digging deep, then I find my answers, same as I did for the manhole cover. I didn't know there was shots taken there. I pinpointed them. I called a friend in Texas. He took an image for me, and he sat there and says, yeah, there's a hole here and there's a hole here. That's what the Zapruder film shows it that's being shot, making contact there. So then we had the bullet holes there. Then I started looking for more evidence. Found images of Secret Service agents looking around that manhole cover and everything else. So it all fits into place. Like I said, when I watch not videos, when I analyze films and stuff like that, not only do I study the surroundings, but I also study reactions of people and everything else, because this gives us information as well. Okay. Now, a lot of people, like I said, disagree with my research on one thing or another, but then I point out, that they're in JFK assassination. A lot of the researchers, they've been contacting me, instead of saying, well, I can't disagree with you on this or that, because you have the evidence and you got it pinpointed in detail in my book, and goes in more detail. It's hard to say, you're wrong, but there's got to be a way this happened, or there's got to be a way that this happened. There has to be something I overlook. Yeah, I could be wrong sometimes, and if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. Okay, I'll admit it if I'm wrong or not. But as you see in some of my videos, my early videos, I didn't even have Oswald as one of the assassins, but as the more I dig and the more I find, it does pinpoint Oswald being one of the assassins. So yes, that's what changed my mind. Okay, so in the beginning, yeah, I was wrong because I thought Oswald was innocent. I thought Oswald was that man in the doorway because what I was looking at, what other people was pointing out. But when I started looking at it, just like when it said Oswald's in this image here, okay, he's the man in the doorway over here. Okay, this is Oswald over here. But then I started looking more into it and seeing other films and stuff, and seeing that it's actually, he has a red jacket or a red shirt on. This is supposed to be red. I colored it blue because at the time I didn't know, because we're sitting there thinking it was Oswald, but it was actually Bill Lovelady, which I changed it in another image. I went ahead and changed that color. It was actually Bill Lovelady because we could see him in other films and images that was taken in this location at this time. So it actually was Bill Lovelady. Okay, but the point of fact is, what I'm trying to say is, persons can be wrong in their research. Okay, I understand that, and that's another reason why when I make a documentary, I'm going to cover mine as well. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to point it out. But if I'm right, I'm going to keep on showing that evidence and keep on showing that evidence. But like I said, I want to make this video here to talk about this frontal shot that people kept on claiming there's a frontal shot and that the bullet entered here and that, all this other stuff. But I want to show you some of this evidence here as it proves it wasn't a frontal shot to JFK's throat. The bullet was exiting his throat. Okay, and it struck the chrome of the windshield, right? The chrome right here above the windshield in between the sun visors. We can see this in this Zapruder film. We can see by evidence that other evidence backs it up. So, like I said, I want to give a little bit more information out there on this. And I'm going to make another video here soon. I want to thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. Thank you and have a pleasant day.